So without further ado, I'd like to pass you to Alan Armstrong from the Digital CLD Awards, who will tell you more about this new award that has been developed as part of that investment. So on to yourself, Alan.
Thanks, Jamie. Is that coming through?
Yes, indeed.
Is it there, Jamie, is it?
Yep.
That's great. Okay. Okay, I'll be fairly brief because I know we've got 3 presentations to do and some chat. So I retired just over a year ago from Education Scotland, where I was involved for many years around about digital transformation, but also in the CLD sector. And since retiring, it's great to actually bring both together and look more closely at what's happening in digital around about CLD. The Digital Awards itself is an education industry collaboration led by technology companies like Hewlett-Packard, AMD, which is Advanced Micro Devices, and Microsoft, who give money in partnership with the government to develop these awards in partnership with various organizations to help develop the awards themselves. And for this, we've been working with the CLD sector and with learners. The awards scheme's been successful in supporting schools for a good number of years, actually, by promoting and sharing effective digital practices. And now the government seeking to do so, and at the invitation of Scottish Government, Digital Awards became involved, and through one of these 3 projects that Jamie's just mentioned, I'll give you an update on just where we are with the development of this award. We've based it around about 4 major principles. Naturally, it's going to reflect all the current policy drivers in CLD, but this whole kind of reflecting current digital thinking, the best practices around about any sector at the moment, but definitely building on where we are in the CLD sector and what everybody's ambitions are. And we've heard about them over the past hour and a half, where people are and what their ambitions are. And also builds in self-evaluation into the awards process. We've got this emphasis on inclusion and co-creation, making sure learners' voice is part of it, but also, encouraging capacity building in many cases. So this is about, in 2 ways, celebrating the success of people who are well on the journey, who are very active in the whole world of digital involvement, but also those who are maybe not at that stage, but are thinking about developing, motoring on, and that in itself can still be used to create an award. You can still have an award without everything actually being in place. And we felt this is really important because every sector at the moment is definitely in transformation, and you have to try and capture people from where they are at the moment. So it's about celebrating and building capacity. Sustainability, yes, a range of partners, including Education Scotland, the Standards Council, and as I mentioned, obviously the government who are behind this and helping to fund it. We had a national development group. There's the names there, as you can imagine. They provided a whole range of support, great discussions, and also, in no uncertain terms, loads and loads and loads of challenge. And that's been extremely useful in keeping us on the right path to make sure that the award that we've tried to develop takes the sector from where it is, and we've got this kind of co-created idea and vision as to where we want to be. The award breaks into sort of 6 what we're calling key areas. Leadership and vision, no surprise there, but it's leadership and vision for the digital transformation that's happening or has happened. We know that a lot happened during lockdown, during the whole COVID. In some cases, as I heard in the breakout room there, it may have slowed slightly because ambitions are high, but equipment's not accessible, etc., etc. Finance is not accessible to motor on as fast as people wanted. But what is the leadership and vision? That's absolutely critical. So we'll make sure that you get these slides, and I know you can watch this in the record. I mentioned the 4 policy principles: policy-led, inclusion, encouragement, sustainability. 6 key areas: leadership and vision. Then the embedding digital into CLD practice. That's obviously all about how things are used in practice by the practitioners themselves, the types of approaches that they're trying, the ways that they can reach and support and engage learners, and obviously learner voice in there as to how well it's all going, what advantages that they're seeing. There's also that element of digital well-being that the development group and everybody felt was pretty critical now in terms of moving into that cyber world. And there's a key area on cyber resilience and internet safety. Then culture is, as its name suggests in there, how does the organization feel? Is digital a natural part of what's happening? Is there some ways that it's become embedded, it's just the way that things happen? Is it growing as a culture from a low base, from a high base? Then professional learning, staffing, and resources. And with each of these key areas, we've identified what we're calling considerations. And the considerations are pointers towards advice, pointers towards what could be included in your self-evaluation to help people understand just the range of things that they can tap into for evidence. Then the broad descriptions are areas of explanation as to the kind of level for each of the key areas. So you have an idea then as to whether you're approaching the stages where you think you might be ready for validation. When we were looking at this and we were piloting, the cyber resilience internet safety threw up a slight issue there with the term internet safety. Some practitioners felt that it could indicate the internet is an unsafe place. We know it can be, but again, within CLD, when workers are linking with learners who are already facing adversity, different perceptions, vulnerabilities, that could be very off-putting. So Jamie, thankfully, worked with somebody else in Education Scotland, and we've provided some advice and guidance for how cyber resilience and internet safety might well look in the CLD setting. And that will really help people, because I know CLD practitioners are working safely with practitioners, with learners too. They may just not realize how, and just the range of good ideas that they're already providing people to help them stay safe. Let's just see. We piloted the award in 7 different organisations, and you'll see from that list there some names that you probably recognise, including Lead Scotland. Strong advocate, thank you very much there, Emma. But you can see from that there's some very small organisations like CLASP and Kirkconnell and Kellerholm, and much larger organisations. That was really important to make sure it's actually valid, it's going to work in the vast range of organisations, teams, services within the CLD sector. And certainly when you're thinking about leadership and vision, that would look very different in a very small charitable organisation with 2 staff or 1 staff even, and part-time staff, or into a large service within a local authority. We've also trained some validators, and we drew them from people who were widely experienced, really understand the CLD sector and digital developments. And the validators talked with and validated each of the organisations. So where are we? This slide should build, but anyway, tough, it's not going to build, so you can read this at your leisure. The black text is some feedback that we had, because all the organisations, all 7 of them, achieved the award, which is superb, because they were very different. The stage they were at was really very different, but they all provided the evidence, and the validators had no difficulty in awarding them the Digital CLD Award. So you see the black points there, what the pilot organisations were talking about. You'll also see in the green what the validators felt is some of the advantages of the award, and then red what the development group members felt. But certainly there's a strong feeling that this is providing great recognition It's encouraging people to self-reflect and see where they are. It's also providing a good way of networking with other organisations for services, organisations who are developing and want to tap into other people's experiences and support. All of that then leads to the awarding. And it's, as I said, it's an education industry recognised, so there's currency within that. In this case here, Kirkconnell and Kellerholm is also a mentor, so they'll be ready, as I think Lead Scotland are as well, Emma. They will be there to help organisations. The next stage is that the government have a report on this, and they're considering it. We hope to meet over the next few weeks to see if they will continue funding this into mainstreaming the award and availability to everybody. There we are. That in about 9 minutes or so, Jamie, gives you an update as to where we are with this initiative.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Alan. I think it's important to just highlight the key messages around the award and the ambition going forward, that the award hopefully goes forward to that mainstreaming, and subsequently, if it goes down that route, then future sort of opportunities for organisations, the sector, to learn more about it and how they can adopt it within their own practice is something we're looking to hope to do.